The movie began with a baby floating on a river at night. It turned out that the baby was dumped into the river by the mother. Later on that night, some group of warriors were seen with the child on the table. They were wondering how the baby survived all alone in the wasteland all by itself. Just as they were talking, one of the men got angry and hit the baby away, but one of them caught him. He told them that it will be difficult to raise a child in the wasteland. The other man suggested they should poison the baby, but Grandma walked in and told them not to try that. She told them that she will raise the child by herself. After that, they told Grandpa to give the child a name and he named him Chin Mew. Few years later, Chin Mew was now grown and he was seen walking with Grandpa. He asked him about the demonic creatures that move around at night. Grandpa told him not to worry, that those evil creatures can't make it into the village. He told Chin Mew that the village is protected by a statue that wades off evil. After that, Chin Mew left the place with his cow. Later on, he got to a place and started hearing someone calling for help. It turned out that it was the cow. The cow told him to remove a needle from her body. Chin Mew removed the needle and the cow fell to the ground. Few moments later, a mysterious lady came out of the cow's stomach. The lady attacked him and they started fighting. The lady carried him up but Chin Mew kicked her and she fell back. After that, Grandma walked into the place and told the lady that she should have died after 11 years. She killed the lady with her needle and she fell. After that, they all walked out of the place. Later on that night, all the villagers gathered outside to perform an awakening ritual for Chin Mew. The villagers killed some weird-looking monsters and poured their bloods into a bowl. Grandpa used his magical brush to write something on the air. After that, they poured the animal bloods into some cups and told him to drink them. He drank them all and they started messing up his body. Later on, it turned out that none of the animal bloods awakened his powers. Grandpa told them that the animal bloods didn't work on him because he has a domineering body. He told them that in order to awaken a domineering body, they need to capture a true spirit creature and give him the blood of the creatures. After that, Grandma told him that they will go for hunting tomorrow. Later on, Old Man was seen training with Chin Mew. Chin Mew attacked Old Man but Old Man started beating him up and he fell. After that, Chin Mew stood up and tried again, but Old Man beat him up and punched him out of the building. He fell back and landed on his hand. After that, he went for his next battle class with Butcher. The Butcher attacked him and tried to cut him but he blocked it. He quickly attacked the Butcher and they continued fighting but the Butcher was seen beating him up. Later on, he was seen with Cripple, and Cripple told Chin Mew to keep up with him. Cripple started running and Chin Mew was seen chasing after him. He got to a place and stopped while Cripple was still running. Grandpa came out behind him and told him to take it easy on himself. The next day at the village, Chin Mew continued training hard as he tried to master various kung fu skill. Grandpa was seen talking to one of the villager, and he told him that Chin Mew might grow up to be the strongest person in the village. Later on, Chin Mew was seen walking out of the village with Grandma. She told him that she will teach him what a tailor is good at. After walking for some time, they got to a place and saw a deer. Grandma used her powers to freeze up the deer. After that, Grandma shot multiple threads at the deer and weaved out a beautiful fabric from the deer's body. Chin Mew was shocked by the magic as the cloth was glowing on his body and he turned into a deer. Immediately after that, some men appeared in the sky and accused Grandma of using dark magic. Grandma was surprised to see them. It turned out that they are searching for the remnant of the heavenly demonic sex. Grandma told them that she is just an old woman standing at the riverside. She also told Chin Mew not to worry, that everything will be fine. The men brought out their swords as they tried to attack the lady. Grandma told Chin Mew to run and he ran out of the place. The men quickly ran towards Grandma and surrounded her. The men attacked her and they started fighting. They activated their multiple sword magic and shot it at her but she was seen dodging them. She used her magical threads to destroy the sword and they fell. The men sent their sword towards her again but she used her magical threads to block them and they exploded. Just as the fight was getting intense, they sent their sword at her and it hit her. Grandma used her powers to pull out the sword. She angrily used her magical threads to tie them up and she destroyed the men. Just after that, Cripple came out and told Grandma that she has some impressive fighting skills. It turned out that he has been watching the fight for a long time. Grandma asked him if he saw Chin Mew. Cripple told her no. Grandma immediately knew that he was in some deep trouble. They both left the place and headed back to the village. Meanwhile, Chin Mew was seen running as he was being chased by some of the heavenly sword men. The lady sent her sword towards the deer but he dodged it. He continued running and the lady jumped to his front. She used her sword to cut the deer and Chin Mew jumped out of the deer's body. He kept on running while the sword warriors were still chasing after him. Just as that was happening, the moon suddenly covered the sun and the whole place turned dark. The mystery creatures all started running as they headed to a safe place. It turned out that, at night when darkness covers the wasteland, any creature seen outside will die. Chin Mew remembered what Grandma told him so he ran towards the direction of the creatures. Some few moments later, they all ran into a glowing gate. Inside the gate, some of the sword warriors luckily made it into the gate and Chin Mew was seen talking to them. One of the sword warriors tried to bring out her sword but she got stopped. Her colleague told her that, inside this place nobody is allowed to fight. that everybody must keep to the peaceful order of the wasteland. Meanwhile, back at the village, Grandma was worried about Chin Mew whereabout while Cripple was seen searching for him. After that, we are taken back to Chin Mew's hiding place. The warrior's leader told his men that this must be the lost divine kingdom that they are searching for. They slowly walked down the stairs and headed into the lost city. They saw dead skeletons all over the place, and one of the skeletons was holding a glowing ball. One of the men tried to take the ball, but the skeleton tied him up with his brush and strangled him to death. Just as that was happening, Chin Mew was seen watching them. After that, some demonic energy started sinking into the lost divine kingdom. The monster broke through the glowing gate and entered the city. Just as that was happening, the sword warriors started running as they tried to find a safe place to hide. The skeletons suddenly turned into beautiful humans and started performing their magical ritual. The monster sent its magic towards the city guidance and they repelled it with their own magic. Chin Mew saw what was happening and he immediately realized that the coalition of the monster's magic and the guidance magic could help him awaken his powers. He jumped into the meeting point of the magic and sat down. The two magical force immediately activated his magical abilities. The city guidance used their powers to push back the monster and it vanished. After that, the city guidance turned back into skeletons. Few moments later, light returned back into the wasteland. All the mystical creatures started leaving the divine kingdom as they headed back into the wasteland. The two warriors quickly pointed their sword at Chin Mew and threatened to kill him. Chin Mew shot a smoking ball at them and they got covered with smoke. He quickly jumped on one of the mystical creatures and headed out of the divine kingdom. The warriors saw him and immediately chased after him. Just as he was going, one of the warriors attacked him with his sword and they both started fighting. He tried to cut Chin Mew with his blade but he dodged it. Chin Mew picked up a stick and covered it with his magic. The man angrily sent all his sword towards Chin Mew but he was seen hitting them off. He immediately moved close to the man and smashed his ribs with the stick. He continued hitting the man with the stick and he broke his bones. Just as that was happening, the man blocked the stick with his blade, but Chin Mew quickly hit him with the stick and killed him. Meanwhile, the lady was seen following them. The lady immediately attacked him and they started fighting. She kicked him and he moved back. She jumped up and tried to hit him but he dodged it. They both continued fighting and Chin Mew kicked her and she fell off the animal's back. After that, Chin Mew continued his journey. Some few minutes later, he got to a place and fell to the ground. Chin Mew was now tired and exhausted. The lady came out with her sword and tried to kill him, but Chin Mew's village parents came out and surrounded her. Grandma tied the lady with her magical threads and the butcher killed her. Later on, we are taken back to the village. Grandma was seen talking with Grandpa. She told him that the demonic voice in Chin Mew's body is disturbing him. It turned out that earlier on, Grandma saw Chin Mew while he was having a bad dream. In his dream, the demonic power was clashing with the divine kingdom guidance powers. Grandpa told her that it is now time to let Chin Mew explore the wasteland by himself. Grandma was scared that he might get hurt, but Grandpa told her that she can't protect Chin Mew for the rest of his life. The next day, Chin Mew woke up and ran off into the wasteland as he went out to explore it for himself. As he was going, he ran on water. He got chased by wolves, and after some time running, he got to a place and saw a different lost temple. Chin Mew immediately climbed the stairs of the temple and headed to the top. He got there and saw a Buddhist statue. Just as he was there, a little girl suddenly walked towards the door of the temple and told Chin Mew to come in. Chin Mew tried to step in but he noticed that the place started making weird sounds so he moved back. The girl suddenly became angry and turned into a demonic creature. It turned out that she had been trapped inside the temple for ages. She tried to attack Chin Mew but the Buddhist statue awakened and a magical chain appeared on her body and tied her to the statue. Chin Mew sat down and started chanting the spells of the demon he encountered at the lost divine temple. The Buddhist statue thought that the demonic creature was performing dark magic. It immediately started punishing the lady. After some time, Chin Mew stopped chanting the spells and the Buddhist statue stopped punishing the lady. Later on, Chin Mew reached an agreement with the lady to let him enter the temple. He walked into the place. The lady brought out some treasures and showed him. After that, Chin Mew carried all the treasures and left the temple. He got back to the village and showed his guidance what he found. He also told them that he has unlocked his domineering body. They were all happy for him. The next day, Chin Mew woke up and headed back into the wasteland. He got to a place and saw a giant monkey. He started fighting with the monkey and they were seen beating each other up. The monkey punched him and he fell back. He jumped up and hit the monkey. He quickly ran and hit the monkey on the leg. After some time fighting, they were both seen sitting on the ground. It turned out that they were both tied. The monkey stood up and shook the tree and some fruits fell to the ground. Chin Mew started eating up the fruit so he could regain his strength.